Have you ever looked at an empty backyard, a small piece of land, or even a few greenhouses and wondered if plants could actually change your financial future? Not as a hobby, not as pocket money, but as a serious path to wealth. Because here's the truth most people never hear. Some plants are worth more than gold by weight, some regenerate year after year, and some turn tiny spaces into massive income streams. Around the world, quiet growers are building real fortunes, not from stocks or crypto, but from living plants that keep producing value. In this video, you'll discover 10 profitable plants that have the potential to scale from small beginnings into life-changing businesses. These aren't fantasy ideas. They're proven crops with strong demand, repeat buyers, and high market value. Saffron, the most valuable spice on earth. Saffron is often referred to as red gold, and this title is not an exaggeration. It is a literal reflection of its value. By weight, saffron is the most expensive spice on the planet, with premium quality threads sometimes selling for thousands of dollars per pound. Ounce for ounce, it can be worth more than gold. What makes saffron extraordinary is that it doesn't require vast farmland, heavy machinery, or industrial infrastructure. In fact, it thrives on small plots, raised beds, and even containers, making it one of the most powerful high-value crops available to small-scale growers. Saffron is harvested from the bright red stigmas of the Crocus sativus flower. Each flower produces only 3 delicate threads, and those threads must be harvested by hand during a very short blooming window. This intense labor requirement is the reason saffron remains so rare and expensive. But for independent growers, this difficulty becomes an advantage. The work is precise, not physically demanding, and the reward per square meter is extraordinary. Saffron crocuses bloom in autumn, when most other crops are finished for the year. This timing allows growers to generate income during an otherwise dormant season. Each morning during bloom, flowers must be picked quickly before they fully open, preserving color, aroma, and potency. The stigmas are then carefully separated and dried, a critical step that determines final quality and price. Properly dried saffron becomes lighter, more aromatic, and far more valuable. One of saffron's greatest strengths is scalability. A grower can start with just a handful of bulbs and expand naturally. Saffron bulbs multiply underground year after year, meaning yields increase without additional planting costs. Over time, a small starter plot can turn into a highly productive saffron bed capable of generating consistent income. Demand for saffron spans multiple industries. It is prized in high-end cuisine, traditional medicine, herbal remedies, cosmetics, and even perfumes. Its antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties make it attractive to wellness markets, while chefs value its unique flavor, color, and aroma. Because true saffron is difficult to fake convincingly, customers are willing to pay premium prices for trusted sources. Perhaps most impressive is saffron's efficiency. Very few crops allow a backyard grower to compete with industrial farms. Saffron does exactly that. With proper drying, storage, and branding, even a small harvest can outperform acres of conventional crops in profit. Saffron proves a powerful truth. You don't need more land, you need the right crop. Ginseng, the root that builds generational wealth. Ginseng is not just a plant, it is a long-term asset. For thousands of years, ginseng has been one of the most revered medicinal roots in the world, especially in East Asian cultures where it symbolizes vitality, longevity, and strength. In global herbal markets, high-quality ginseng roots can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars per pound, with wild-grown specimens commanding the highest prices of all. What separates ginseng from most crops is time. This is not a plant for impatient growers. Ginseng takes years to mature, but its value increases dramatically with age. A 5-year-old root is worth far more than a 2-year-old one, and older roots with natural twisted shapes are especially prized. In many cases, age alone can multiply the value of a single harvest several times over. Ginseng thrives in shaded forest-like environments, making it ideal for woodland farming. It grows under tree canopies where traditional crops fail, turning unused or overlooked land into productive, high-value ground. Once established, ginseng requires relatively low maintenance as long as its natural conditions are respected. Filtered light, rich leaf litter, well-draining soil, and patience. Because it grows slowly, ginseng naturally discourages large-scale industrial farming. This keeps supply limited and prices high. Many growers intentionally mimic wild conditions, a method known as wild simulated ginseng farming. Roots grown this way closely resemble wild ginseng and can command premium prices on the market. For many farmers, ginseng isn't treated like an annual harvest at all. It's treated like a living savings account, wealth stored underground. Roots are left to mature, increasing in value every year. Some growers plant ginseng for their children or grandchildren, knowing that future harvests may fund education, land purchases, or generational security. Ginseng also carries deep cultural and medicinal significance. It is believed to support immune function, increase energy, improve mental clarity, reduce stress, and promote overall balance in the body. These beliefs, combined with modern research, keep global demand strong and stable. Ginseng teaches a rare lesson in agriculture. Slow growth can create the strongest wealth. Where fast crops chase quick returns, ginseng rewards patience, discipline, and long-term thinking, turning soil into legacy. Lavender, beauty that pays. Every year, lavender is proof that a plant doesn't need to be exotic or complicated to be incredibly profitable. It is one of the most versatile income-producing plants in the world, combining beauty, resilience, and long-term earning potential in a way few crops can match. Once established, lavender returns year after year with minimal input, quietly turning soil, sunlight, and patience into steady revenue. Lavender thrives where many plants struggle. It prefers poor, rocky, well-drained soil, full sun, and dry conditions. Exactly the type of land often considered unsuitable for farming. This makes it ideal for small plots, sloped land, dry regions, and growers who want low maintenance rather than constant intervention. Lavender is naturally resistant to pests and diseases, rarely needs irrigation once mature, and requires only occasional pruning to stay productive. What makes lavender truly powerful is how many income streams a single planting can generate. Fresh-cut flowers can be sold directly to florists, farmers markets, and event planners. Dried lavender bundles are in constant demand for home decor, aromatherapy, weddings, and gifts. The same harvest can also be transformed into teas, sachets, bath salts, soaps, candles, skincare products, and herbal blends, each product multiplying the value of the original plant. When lavender is processed into essential oil, its value increases dramatically. Lavender oil has one of the longest shelf lives of any essential oil, retaining its fragrance and therapeutic properties for years when stored properly. This makes it ideal for inventory-based businesses, online sales, and export markets. Lavender oil is widely used in cosmetics, wellness products, natural medicine, perfumes, and stress relief formulations, creating constant global demand. Even the byproducts of lavender production have value. Spent flower material can be used in compost, potpourri, or infused products. Nothing goes to waste. One well-managed lavender field can support multiple product lines simultaneously, allowing growers to diversify income and reduce financial risk. Beyond physical products, lavender opens the door to experience-based income. Flowering lavender fields are visually striking and highly marketable. Many growers earn additional revenue through agritourism, hosting seasonal farm visits, photography sessions, workshops, distillation demonstrations, and on-site retail sales. In some regions, these experiences generate more profit than the crop itself. Lavender also scales beautifully. It can be grown in backyard gardens, small boutique farms, or larger commercial operations. Once planted, productive lifespans can reach 10 to 20 years, making lavender a long-term investment rather than a short-term crop. Lavender doesn't just grow, it compounds value year after year. Mushrooms. High profit in small spaces. Mushrooms are one of the rare agricultural products where space is no longer a limitation. Unlike traditional crops that depend on land, seasons, and sunlight, mushrooms thrive indoors and grow vertically, turning unused square footage into a highly productive income source. This is why gourmet and medicinal mushrooms consistently rank among the most profitable crops per square foot in the world. Varieties such as oyster mushrooms, shiitake, lion's mane, maitake, and reishi are in constant demand. High-end restaurants pay premium prices for fresh, locally grown mushrooms with superior texture and flavor. Health food stores and supplement companies Seek medicinal varieties for powders, extracts, capsules, and teas. Demand continues to rise as mushrooms gain recognition for their culinary value and scientifically supported health benefits. One of the greatest advantages of mushrooms is speed. While most crops require months or even years to mature, mushrooms can be harvested in 2 to 6 weeks depending on the species. This allows growers to run multiple production cycles every year, creating consistent and predictable cash flow. A single growing space can be harvested again and again, turning time into profit far faster than traditional agriculture. Mushrooms don't need farmland. They can be grown in garages, basements, spare rooms, sheds, shipping containers, or purpose-built grow rooms. Vertical shelving systems dramatically multiply output per square foot. Climate control, temperature, humidity, and airflow matters more than sunlight, making mushroom farming possible in urban environments, cold climates, or areas with poor soil. Startup costs are relatively low. Many growers begin with simple shelving, grow bags or logs, misting systems, and basic ventilation. As experience grows, operations can scale quickly, adding more racks, varieties, and production rooms without expanding land footprint. This scalability makes mushrooms especially attractive for entrepreneurs who want to start small and grow steadily. Medicinal mushrooms deserve special attention. Lion's mane is prized for cognitive support and nerve health. Reishi is valued for immune balance and stress reduction. Cordyceps is associated with energy and endurance. These varieties command significantly higher prices, especially when sold as dried mushrooms, powders, tinctures, or extracts. Value-added processing can multiply profits far beyond fresh sales. Another overlooked advantage is sustainability. Mushrooms can be grown on agricultural waste such as sawdust, straw, coffee grounds, and wood chips, turning low-cost materials into high-value products. This makes mushroom farming environmentally friendly while keeping production costs low. Mushrooms reward precision and consistency rather than large acreage. With proper technique, cleanliness, and market access, a small indoor mushroom operation can outperform many traditional farms, delivering fast harvests, repeat customers, and steady income year-round. Mushrooms don't need fields, they need focus, and they pay back quickly. Vanilla. The orchid that prints money. Vanilla is one of the world's most valuable and misunderstood crops. It is not a shrub or tree, but a tropical climbing orchid. And behind its sweet aroma lies one of the most labor-intensive and lucrative agricultural processes on Earth. Real vanilla is rare, precious, and increasingly sought after as consumers move away from artificial flavoring. Vanilla beans come from the flowers of the Vanilla planifolia orchid. Each flower blooms for only a single day, and outside of its native habitat, it must be hand-pollinated, a delicate process requiring skill, timing, and patience. This manual pollination is one of the main reasons real vanilla commands such high prices. Vanilla plants take 2 to 3 years to reach maturity and begin flowering. After pollination, the beans require months to develop, followed by an extensive curing process that transforms green pods into fragrant, dark vanilla beans. This long timeline discourages many growers, but those who commit are rewarded with extraordinary value per harvest. Global demand for natural vanilla continues to rise, driven by food manufacturers, bakeries, chocolatiers, perfumers, and cosmetic companies seeking authentic flavor. Supply, however, remains limited and vulnerable to climate disruptions, which keeps prices high and markets eager for reliable growers. Vanilla thrives in warm, humid environments with filtered light and excellent airflow. It can be grown outdoors in tropical regions or inside greenhouses in cooler climates. Because vanilla is a climbing orchid, it grows vertically on trellises or support trees, maximizing yield per square foot. This makes it suitable for small farms, greenhouse operations, and even intensive boutique production systems. Each productive vanilla vine can yield multiple beans annually, and mature plants remain productive for years. When cured properly and marketed directly to buyers, a small vanilla operation can generate thousands of dollars per harvest, especially when selling premium-grade beans or producing value-added products, such as vanilla extract. Vanilla is not a beginner crop. It demands attention, precision, and long-term commitment. But for growers willing to master its rhythm, vanilla becomes a luxury agricultural product with devoted customers, high margins, and global appeal. Vanilla doesn't reward speed. It rewards mastery, and mastery pays exceptionally well. Medicinal herbs. The silent cash flow. Medicinal herbs are one of the most underestimated income sources in modern agriculture. They don't attract attention like saffron or vanilla, and they don't require massive infrastructure. Yet they quietly generate consistent, repeat income year after year. This is why experienced growers often call medicinal herbs silent cash flow. Plants like ashwagandha, echinacea, turmeric, holy basil, tulsi, valerian root, chamomile, lemon balm, and ginseng relatives are experiencing explosive demand. Global wellness markets continue to expand as people shift away from synthetic medications and toward natural plant-based remedies. Supplements, teas, tinctures, powders, capsules, and functional beverages all rely on these herbs, and manufacturers are actively seeking reliable suppliers. One of the greatest strengths of medicinal herbs is flexibility. They can be sold fresh to herbalists, dried for teas, ground into powders, infused into oils, extracted into tinctures, or encapsulated for supplements. A single crop can generate multiple product lines, each with its own customer base. This diversification dramatically reduces risk. Medicinal herbs are also storage-friendly. Once dried properly, many herbs retain their value for months or even years without refrigeration. This allows growers to harvest in bulk, process at their own pace, and sell when market conditions are favorable, unlike fresh produce, which often forces quick sales at low margins. From a growing perspective, medicinal herbs are surprisingly forgiving. Many thrive in poor or marginal soil, tolerate drought, and resist pests naturally due to their aromatic compounds. Some, like ashwagandha and turmeric, improve soil health over time. Others, like holy basil and echinacea, attract beneficial insects and pollinators, supporting the entire growing ecosystem. Labor requirements are manageable. Once planting schedules, harvesting times, and drying techniques are mastered, medicinal herbs become repeatable systems rather than experimental crops. A small team, or even a single grower, can manage significant production with basic tools and infrastructure. Perhaps most importantly, medicinal herbs create repeat customers. People don't buy herbs once, they buy them continuously. Daily supplements, immune support blends, sleep aids, stress reducers, and digestive formulas all require ongoing replenishment. This creates predictable demand and long-term customer relationships. Medicinal herbs don't make noise, they don't chase trends. They quietly pay, season after season. Truffles, why? Underground luxury. Truffles exist in a world of their own. Hidden beneath the soil, unseen for years, they represent one of the most exclusive and valuable agricultural products on Earth. Some truffle varieties sell for thousands of dollars per pound, prized by elite chefs, luxury restaurants, and gourmet markets worldwide. What makes truffles extraordinary is not just their price, it's how they grow. Truffles form underground through a symbiotic relationship with tree roots, most commonly oak, hazelnut, or beech trees. This partnership, known as mycorrhiza, allows both the tree and the truffle to thrive together. Once established, a truffle orchard becomes a long-term production system that can yield harvests for decades. Truffle farming is not fast. It demands patience, planning, and precise soil conditions. The soil must be well-drained, alkaline, rich in calcium, and biologically active. Climate matters, tree selection matters, inoculation quality matters. This complexity keeps many people out, which is exactly why truffles remain so valuable. The waiting period can be several years before the first truffles appear, but when they do, the transformation is dramatic. Land that once appeared ordinary suddenly becomes a hidden treasure field, producing high-value crops underground with minimal ongoing labor. Unlike many crops, truffles do not require annual planting. Once the orchard is established, maintenance focuses on soil health, tree care, and harvesting, often with trained dogs that locate truffles by scent. Harvest seasons become highly profitable events rather than constant labor cycles. Risk is real. Truffle farming is not guaranteed, and results vary by region and management skill. But for those who succeed, the rewards can be extraordinary. A productive truffle orchard can generate high six-figure or even seven-figure income from relatively small acreage. Truffles are not a short-term strategy. They are a long-term land investment. Slow, quiet, and incredibly powerful. Microgreens, fast money farming. Microgreens are one of the fastest and most efficient ways to turn plants into income. They are young vegetable greens harvested just 7 to 14 days after planting. Yet despite their size, they deliver massive value. Chefs, health-focused consumers, and upscale restaurants are willing to pay premium prices because microgreens offer intense flavor, vibrant color, and high nutritional density in a compact form. What makes microgreens so powerful is speed. Traditional crops take months to produce. Microgreens move from seed to sale in less than 2 weeks. This allows growers to run multiple harvest cycles every month, creating steady, predictable cash flow rather than seasonal income. Microgreens grow indoors, year-round, independent of weather, soil quality, or climate. A spare room, basement, garage, shelf system, or even a small apartment corner can become a production space. With stacked trays and basic lighting, growers can multiply output vertically, turning a few square meters into a profitable farm. Startup costs are low. Seeds, shallow trays, growing medium, and simple LED lights are enough to begin. There's no heavy machinery, no large land investment, and no long waiting period before the first sale. Many growers recover their initial investment within the first few weeks of operation. Demand is strong and consistent. Restaurants rely on microgreens for plating, flavor accents, and visual appeal. Health-conscious consumers buy them for smoothies, salads, and detox diets. Microgreens are often marketed as superfoods containing higher concentrations of vitamins and antioxidants than their mature counterparts. Popular varieties include broccoli, radish, sunflower, pea shoots, arugula, basil, cilantro, and red cabbage. Each has its own flavor profile and market value, allowing growers to customize production based on local demand. Some varieties can be harvested multiple times from a single planting, increasing efficiency even further. Because microgreens are harvested fresh, they command high prices per ounce. When broken down by square foot, microgreens are among the most profitable crops in agriculture. A single shelf unit can generate weekly income that rivals entire outdoor garden plots. Another major advantage is scalability. Microgreen operations can start small and expand quickly. Additional shelves, trays, and lights can be added incrementally as demand grows. There's no need to wait for land, seasons, or years of experience. Growth is immediate and flexible. Microgreens also reduce waste. Unsold trays can be harvested and composted quickly, and production can be adjusted week by week based on orders. This makes it easier to operate lean, avoid losses, and maintain tight control over costs. For beginners, microgreens offer fast feedback. You see results in days, not months. Mistakes are inexpensive, lessons are immediate, and improvement happens rapidly. This short learning cycle is one of the reasons microgreens have become a gateway business for new farmers and urban growers. Microgreens don't require patience. They require precision, consistency, and speed. In a world where time is money, microgreens are proof that small plants can produce big returns. Fast. Bamboo, the fastest growing wealth. Plant bamboo is not simply a plant. It is one of the most powerful renewable resources on Earth. Some species can grow over a meter per day, making bamboo the fastest growing plant in the world. But speed is only part of its value. Bamboo combines rapid regeneration, extraordinary strength, and nearly limitless applications, turning it into a long-term economic engine for growers who choose the right varieties. Once established, bamboo does not need replanting. It spreads through underground rhizomes, producing new shoots year after year. Certain species can be harvested annually for decades, providing a continuous supply of raw material with minimal ongoing costs. This regenerative growth pattern makes bamboo one of the most sustainable and profitable crops available. Bamboo is used across a staggering range of industries. In construction, it is valued for its strength, flexibility, and lightweight structure. In manufacturing, it becomes furniture, flooring, fencing, tools, and decorative materials. In textiles, bamboo fibers are used to create soft, breathable fabrics. In paper production, bamboo offers a fast-growing alternative to trees. Some bamboo species are even cultivated for food, with young shoots considered a delicacy in many cuisines. Because bamboo grows densely and aggressively, it can transform unused or degraded land into productive acreage. Slopes, erosion-prone areas, and marginal soils often perform well with bamboo. At the same time, bamboo's deep root systems stabilize soil, reduce erosion, and improve land quality over time. Bamboo also plays a major role in environmental markets. It absorbs large amounts of carbon dioxide and releases significant oxygen, making it attractive to eco-conscious buyers, carbon offset programs, and sustainability-focused investors. In some regions, bamboo growers qualify for environmental grants, green initiatives, or long-term supply contracts. Profitability with bamboo depends on species selection and management. Clumping varieties are often preferred for controlled growth, while running varieties require barriers but can produce higher yields. With proper planning, bamboo plantations can be harvested selectively, ensuring continuous income without exhausting the stand. Bamboo rewards foresight. The first years require patience while roots establish, but once maturity is reached, production accelerates rapidly. At that point, bamboo becomes less of a crop and more of a self-renewing system, producing material, income, and environmental benefits simultaneously. Bamboo doesn't ask to be replanted. It simply keeps growing and paying, year after year.